Hey you guys, how you doing? Welcome to my channel. My name is Juana and I am the crafty Puerto Rican. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I gonna do a small project today. I need to label my EcoTank 15,000 printer. I did converted that printer into a sublimation printer. So I need to label it that it's a sublimation printer as opposed to a regular printer. So for that, I decided to use Cricut removable vinyl. And so this is like a golden color. So I'm gonna be doing the design on Cricut Design Space. So I wanted to show you step by step how I do it in case you have never done it before. And then we're gonna be using the Cricut cutting machine to cut it, all right? So I am very excited to do this project and show you how to do it. So let's go at it. So the first thing I'm gonna be doing is searching for my font. The font name that I'm going to be using is Joseph Sophia, and I got it from thatfont.com. And next, I'm going to go to the top of the page, and I'm going to search for that font. I'm going to be typing it, Joseph Sophia, and it's a full name. It's not separate. It's just Joseph Sophia, just like that. I'm going to go search. It's right there. And now the next thing I'm going to be doing is typing sublimation printer. And I do apologize if you see the camera moving, and I'm holding the camera with my one hand and typing with the other. So that's why you see that it's kind of wobbly. And also I'm going to apologize because you might see the reflection of the ceiling and lights. Yeah, so I really apologize for that. So now I got what I wanted, and the next thing that I'm going to do is resizing. And I really wanted like a 9-inch long, maybe like a 1.75 to 2-inch tall. So I'm just playing with the sizing here, just see which dimensions look better when it comes to the length and the height. That's why you see me going back and forth. And that is looking about right, but I'm going to make it a little bit longer, at least 9 inches, or close to 9 inches. And after that, what I'm going to be doing is click make it. So now I am the matte. So in this case, because it's prime vinyl or vinyl, we're not going to mirror it. It's not like HTV that you have to mirror the design. This one stays that way because we're going to be transferring with transferring tape. So yeah. So the next thing after that, we're going to click done, and then we're going to search for the material. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click browse material, and I'm going to be looking for premium vinyl. And then when I find my material, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the right corner, the lower corner, and click done. It's gonna take me to this page, and all I'm doing now is just verifying that my custom material is set at premium vinyl, and also make sure that it's not mirror because this is not HTV. And next, I'm going to select my pressure. I used more pressure. You don't have to do that, but I usually do. And the next step that is reminded us to do is to go ahead and load the material. And so, yeah, that means that we're going to go to the table now. We're going to cut the vinyl and set it up in the mat. So let's cut the vinyl, and I'm going to be cutting 3 inches in length of the vinyl. So the design is about 9 inches, about 2.5 in height. So that should cover it. So I'm going to place the vinyl on the mat facing with the color up, because this is prime vinyl or vinyl, it's not HTV. So yeah, the color is facing you. Let me make sure that it's completely straight. It was a little bit crooked. I'm going to use the scraper, make sure there's no bubbles, make sure that it's completely flat into the mat. So this is the prime vinyl that I'm using from Cricut. It says removable vinyl, prime vinyl. So in other words, it's not permanent, it's removable. And I usually use removable when I'm decorating, because in case I change my mind and want to change it in the future, I can remove it. And this is the scraper you already saw from Cricut also. You can use any scraper, it doesn't have to be Cricut brand. I use different brand. I'm using this time the HTV round transfer tape. That is the transfer tape that I'm going to be using. I have used the Cricut brand also in the past, but I like the fact that this one is more economical and it works pretty good. So the next thing for me to do is taking this mat into the Cricut machine to be cut. Again, I'm making sure there's no bubbles or anything like that in the mat. So let's take it to the machine to be cut. Like I said before, I'm gonna be using my Explore Air 2. So let's press start. Here we go. The machine already started cutting and it shouldn't take that long. So this is finished cutting, and now let's take it to the table. I already finished weeding the vinyl, and what we're gonna be needing is the transfer tape, which I cut it a little bit bigger than the design, and the scraper. Okay, we're gonna be needing the scraper to make sure that the design gets stuck into the transfer tape. And next thing to do is take off the backing of the transfer tape, and that is going to expose a sticky part of the transfer tape. See, that's sticky. That's a sticky part. You know what? I'm going to be using this small cutting mat because my table is not completely flat. And since I need to scrape down the transfer tape, I need a flat surface. And the surface on that table is not completely flat. Make sure that everything is clean, that nothing is sticking into the mat, that nothing is sticking on top of the design before I put the transfer tape on. Very important. That's what I'm doing. I'm making sure there's nothing on the top. So yeah. So now I'm gonna bend the tape in the middle a little bit to assure it's gonna be going flat, completely flat. It's only one time you can do that. So I'm gonna take it down. Here you go. And make sure that everything is flat and there's no bubbles. And when I'm scraping, I'm putting pressure into it, all right? I'm gonna be doing lots of passes on the little corners. I'm gonna be doing in the front a lot, and then I'm gonna be also doing the same thing in the back of the paper. Now I'm going to flip it around, but before I do that, I'm gonna just cut the excess transfer tape to make it easier on me. I'm gonna flip it around and do the same thing I did into the front with a lot of pressure down, okay? So now I'm gonna try to lift up the transfer tape, and I noticed that it's not completely sticking into the transfer tape. So I'm gonna give it another pass, and that's gonna happen. And if it happens, don't attempt to do it without you being sure, because then it's gonna get messed up. You might have to do this a couple of times, and that is okay. I'm gonna flip it around again, and I'm gonna do another pass very hard, pressing down from the back, okay? Now it's coming nice and easy. You see to me how many passes? Couple of passes, right? And I'm pressing as I'm going because I want to make sure that it's going to be lifting. And make sure that when you lift up the transfer tape, you lift it towards the side. No, don't lift up the transfer tape because then it's going to be more difficult. This is a pretty thin font, so I think that has a lot to do with it, but it's coming up. Just be patient because it's working. Here we go, and it's looking very good. So now we're gonna take it towards the machine, and we're gonna be using the scraper also to place it on top of the printer, okay? So this is the printer where we're gonna be putting the design. It's the Epson 15,000 EcoTank, which I have converted for sublimation. And it's gonna be going all the way on the top, the design. And I'm going to probably block you while I'm placing it. I don't have too much space to work with, so I really apologize ahead of time if I block you while I place the design, okay? But this is the place that I'm gonna be placing it, right here. Now all I have to do is to use the scraper and just make sure that it's all the way in. And I will gonna gently press it down this time. And that should be good to go. And I like it. It was a perfect length, a perfect size for that part. This printer don't have many places that I could have labeled the printer, and that was a perfect place right there. So now that I'm sure that it's already down, I'm just gonna peel off the transfer tape. And you see how I'm rolling it? That will make it easier for the transfer tape to come off without damaging the design. And it's looking pretty good. I really love it. So this is how easy it is to do. You guys, if you have a Cricut machine and you have things around your home that you want to label, this is the way to do it. You can also, like I said, use permanent vinyl if there's a place that you don't plan to remove it in the future. So this is the start of the show, the scraper. It does everything you need to place the vinyl. All right. So now I'm going to show you the other sublimation printer that I have. It's the Epson 2720, and I made this nice design, and this is layer flowers, and it was not difficult to do. So I'm going to be showing you that in the future, how to layer vinyl, okay? So you guys, this is the end of this short tutorial. I did have a lot of fun. If you have any question when it comes to the process that we just went through, no matter if it's Cricut Design Space or Cricut cutting machines, you can ask those questions down in the description box. And if you have not subscribed yet to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. I do release videos every week, and it includes this area of sublimation, HTV, sewing, and embroidery. So I will see you soon. See you later. Bye bye. Hasta luego.